So as all of you know, from the front end navigating to advanced settings to work on our system and solution. So we have already created a solution called health insurance. Right? And we have two entities in this solution called department and employee. Okay. We have also created a lookup field which decides which employee is in which department. Okay. So next up, what we are going to do is we're going to look at few fields. Okay, for the employee. Okay, where we'll be using different functions of the calculated field. Okay, so let us move on to fields. It takes a little bit of time to load. So here we are in the fields for our employee entity. Okay, earlier we have created a few fields. Okay, department, the lookup department, salary. Now we will be creating a new field. Okay, let us call this field mobile number. This is the mobile number. Okay, and this is going to be followed, let us call this a contact number. Okay, and this is going to be single line of text. Okay, field type will remain simple, will be a phone. Okay, and we'll be saving this. So this is a simple field which will be taking in the mobile number in some numerical values. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm going to take up some kind of country codes or area codes, and we are going to add that, and then we are going to generate a mobile number which is going to uh, take place for the contact number and the country code. Okay, so say for example your your mobile number is of 10 digits. Okay, since you are in India, the code is going to be +91 or just 91. Okay, so the final contact number which we'll be getting will contain +91 followed by the number. Okay, so let us start. We want to create a new field. Let me add here the field for a country code. Okay, so say for example you have customers in various countries. So in that case, this is really important. Okay, it's going to be single line of text, simple. Okay, we'll be saving and close. Now once again, these are the two simple fields which we have created. Now I'm going to use a function called concat in our calculate field function, which is going to give us the final number. Accidentally I have set it up, so let me just go for a single line of text followed by a calculated field. Okay, and I'll go for the calculation of this particular field. So now, as all of you already know, we have gone through all the different criterias which we can add. different conditions which we can consider while creating a calculated field. Okay, so right now we're setting up a mobile number. Okay, our condition is going to be that the employee country code contains some data. Okay, followed by the fact that the employee entity contains a contact number as well. Okay, so now if this contact number is a mobile phone, it will be +91. If it is a landline, it will be 079 or other such code 022 044 based on the place of residence in India. Okay, so here also the operator is supposed to contain some data. Okay, so now we have two conditions which are going to check whether in the entity we have country code and contact number added for that particular entity or not. And if it has been added, we are going to create an action. Okay, this action is going to be concat. Okay, this concat action, which is going to basically add the two strings, okay, or the single line of text which you have gotten, okay, and show you a combined value. Okay, so our first one is going to be the country code followed by the contact number. Okay, you just click on OK, and I'll be saving and close. Okay, here also I'll be saving and close. Next up, I'm going to go to my forms and add this particular field. So in our fields, we can see we have contact name, country code, and mobile number. So I'll be adding contact number. And the mobile number. Okay, that's all. I will save and close. So now in our mobile number, we will get +91 or +21 or whatever country code you have chosen will be added before the mobile number. Okay. Next up, there is another field which we can add. This is called trim left or trim right. Okay. So what this is going to do is you are going to choose a particular whole number. Okay. And this is going to remove a particular number out of those fields. Okay. So let us take, for example, we're going to create a new field called, let us call it a test field, okay, because we are not going to utilize this in our system yet. This is a test field, okay. It is going to be of a whole number type, okay, simple, and we'll save and close. This is a whole number type field, okay. Next up, this is going to be test one. I'm going to remove these fields later on, so I'm not adding them. It's going to be a single line of text. Or let me just say calculated, okay, and we'll be editing this. So what this will do is, this will take up two parameters, two fields in our calculation. One will be the whole number and other will be the mobile number which we have got, okay, and it will remove those digits based on the whole number we have gotten. Okay, say for example your mobile number is of 10 digits. Okay, say for example your mobile number is of 10 digits, right? Say it's 99125. Okay, now if I have added trim right, okay, so I'll be taking up this field which is going to take up a mobile number followed by some whole number, a whole number field. So this whole number, we know this, they are numbers which have the decimal point as 0. Okay. So if I have set up 3, okay, then from the right side, that is this side, okay, the final field which you get after calculation is going to remove 3 places. Okay, so this part will be removed and you will get 9912558. Similarly, when you are doing the same thing from left, it will remove these 3 places and the remaining this part 255, this will be visible in your calculation. Okay. To help you visualize this, I will create both of these fields. Okay. Let us not keep any conditions for this one. Okay. And let me just move on to trim. Okay. So we'll be going on for trim left. Okay. It will be starting with a, as you can see here, when you are going to add a new function in the brackets, you'll be able to see what kind of fields we can add in these brackets. Okay, so the first field is going to be a single line of text, and then the other field is supposed to be a whole number. Okay, so let us do exactly that. So let me just add the mobile number, okay, followed by the test field which we have created, which is going to be a whole number field. Okay. Let me save and close. This was for trim left. Now I'm going to save this and I will create one new test2 field. Okay. Just to help you visualize how it is going to actually look in your front end. This is going to be test2. We are going to be removing these fields. This is just for reference. It's going to be a single line of text. Is going to be calculated, and here instead of trim left, I'm going to use a trim right function. Okay. Once again, the parameters which we are going to be entering are going to be, first one is going to be a single line of text. The only difference here is going to be the function which we have changed. Okay. I'll save and close this as well. Now I'll go to my forms, add these 2 fields along with the fields we have recently added. Then we can take a look in our front end how it's going to look for the user on the form side. Okay, so here we have test, we have test1, test1, 2. This is test, this is test1, and here is test2. These are just test field we have created for the time being. Okay, let me just publish all my customizations. So with this, we are complete with all the functions which are available in calculated fields. Okay. Next up, we'll be going for rollup. I will first let you see how the calculation for this string functions is going to look like on the front end, and then we can move forward. We wait for some time. Any doubts up till now in the functions which we have added? Okay, thank you. So now our customization has been published. So we'll be going to an advanced find. Hope my screen is comfortably visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Now let me create a new employee. Okay, so as you can see, the mobile number test1, test2, okay, these are calculated fields, and you can see a small logged icon next to it. Okay, that means that these are read only fields. We cannot actually enter any data into these fields. Okay, the data which we entered in the fields above, which are simple fields, okay, these will give us an output in this calculated field. We cannot manually enter any data into these fields. Okay, so let me add a name. Let me check up who's in town. Let me add. Okay. Next up, salary. Let me add in INR. Salary is gonna be 50,000. Okay. The department, will have to add a new department. Let me quickly add a department called HR. So here, as you can see, because of the exchange rate, the salary base has also been added. Okay. So here we have the base salary. Since for our system right now, the base salary is pounds. Okay. So we are getting the base salary in pounds, although the currency we have set for this particular salary field is rupee. Okay. So here you can see the salary in rupees, and here you can see the salary in pounds as well. Okay. And this is the exchange rate. Now let me just add HR. I'm going to add a country code called 91. Okay. Followed by a mobile number. Okay. In my test field, let me just add 2, and I will save. Okay. So now you guys can see with the concat field, okay, the concat function which we use for the mobile number calculated field, these two strings have been joined together. Okay. In the test field, I took a whole number 2, which returned me a trim left field, okay, where the first 2 digits were removed. Okay. And in the test2 field, the last 2 digits were removed. Okay. If I change this to 5, you will see that the first 5 have been removed from left side, the last from the right side. Okay. This is how you can get an example of how we'll be utilizing test our fields for different strings, that are concat, trim left, and trim right. Okay. Now moving on to roll up fields. Okay. So basically, what does a roll up field do? Okay. When you have a particular entity, okay, you have various records in these entities. Okay, this is a name. These are some details of that record. Okay, say for example, this entire entity is your employee entity. Okay, this is your employee entity. In that case, we have also mapped each of our employees to a particular department. Yes, we created a lookup field, and we got a one-to-many relationship. Okay, where in various departments, say HR, say IT, okay, few employees were mapped. Okay, so in our employee entity, we have various employees, say EMP1, say EMP2, okay, and they are mapped to our various departments. Okay, employee 1, employee 2 belong to HR, and employee 3 belongs to IT. Okay, so in this case, what does a roll up field do? A rollup field has few functions. Okay, it has few functions called sum, average, count, okay, max, minimum. Now what do these functions do is, okay, you are going to set up a rollup field in your department. Okay, your department is a parent field. Okay, why it is known as a parent field? Because you can imagine HR and IT, okay, these are the parent branches, okay, and your employees are the child entities which are going to be a part of these departments. Okay, so you can take it for example. If you want to look at it more clearly, it's going to be like department, HR, IT, 1, 2, 3. This is employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, right? So these are basically the child entities. Okay, these are comprising of these employees. Okay, now if I was to add any of these roll-up functions, okay, what it will do is, for the particular field which I'm asking for as a roll-up, okay, it is going to take the data of that particular field in employee 1, in employee 2, in employee 3, and create and process these functions on those data types. Okay, so say for example I want to calculate the total salary paid by HR. Okay, so I'm going to use sum. Okay, and the salary field is available in your employee form. Okay, in your details of the employee you also have a salary field. I want to calculate which department is paying most salary to the employees. In that case I can calculate the max. Okay, that which person is getting the highest salary, or what is the highest salary being paid by HR or IT. Okay, whenever you are trying to apply for a job, on there is a site called Glassdoor. Okay, if you try to go on that, you will be able to see that for each department or each designation in the organization, okay, there is a maximum and minimum salary which they are offering. Okay, so these functions are very useful in determining such information of the organization. Okay. Say for example, count. Say I just want to count the number of employees in each organization. I can use count. Say for example, I want to find out the average salary for each department. I can do that as well using these functions. Okay. So there is a salary field in the employee form. So as you know, there's a salary field in the employee form, okay? And in this department, in our department form, I'm going to add a roll-up field called total salary. This total salary is going to take a summation or a sum of the salary. Okay. Now, say for example, all these three employees which we have added, okay, all these three employees were part of HR. Okay, then simply in your HR field you will get the salary from employee 1, employee 2, employee 3. Okay, they will be added. Say salary 1 plus salary 2 plus salary 3. This you will be able to see where? You will be able to see this in the HR form, okay, HR record for total salary. Okay, at the same time, but that is not the case right now. We also have employee 3 in IT. So in your HR total salary, you will see the salary of your employee 1, employee 2, and in your IT, you will see the salary of employee 3. If there is an employee 4 who is also mapped to IT, you will see his salary there as well. Hope all of you are comfortable with these notations. If you are not, please let me know and I will write the full text. Okay. Now you must have understood what the rollup field is going to do. It is going to utilize certain functions, okay, and it is going to take the records of particular fields, okay, from the child entities, okay, and have these functions processed on those child entities and represent the value in your parent entity. Okay, now let me just first try to create a rollup field. Okay, There are few limitations of these roll-up fields and how these roll-up fields are actually processed by the system. We will take a look at that soon. Okay, for now, let me just click on new. From our department entity, I have gone to the fields and I'm going to add a new field here. This field will be known as total salary. This is going to be a roll up field. Okay. Earlier, we have taken up the data type for salary in employee as currency. So here again, we're taking the data type as currency for the roll up field as well. In a roll up field, you cannot have the data types mixed and matched as you were doing in your calculated fields. Okay. So as you can see, the related entity to your department is employees right now. So you have the only one available here, that is employees. Okay. You also have some filters and conditions which you can add. Let us just keep the condition that the field salary, okay, contains data. Okay, that's all we require, that the salary should contain some data. Okay, next up will be adding some aggregation. Okay, so let us say the sum for the employee salary. Okay, already it has been taken up. We also have options for max, min and average. Just one second. Yes, apologies for the interruption. So we were adding this roll up. Okay. So here you can see we have various aggregate functions which we can take upon this. Okay. Let me just save and close. Now let me just add this field. Just save and close from here as well. And now I'll be adding this field to our employer form. I think someone is unmuted. Yes, any doubts you have, Mike?
No, no, this was my first class, first session.
Yes. Okay,
So
okay.
I was
So you
just
can
trying to
take a look
understand
at
what
the
exactly.
earlier sessions. Yes, because we are already on the seventh or eighth session today. Okay, so you can just
Okay.
take a look at the previous classes. Okay.
And do we have recorded sessions of this? I mean, previous sessions?
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I said. We have recorded sessions, so you can take a
Oh,
look
yeah.
at that. Okay, they are
Yeah,
available
yeah,
on the YouTube channel as well. Okay. Thank you.
sure, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Now, as you can see here in your form, just one second. Yes. So here you can see along with the roll up field, roll up field which you created, that was your total salary. Okay. Along with that, three more fields have been added. Okay. Three fields which have been added more. This is the total salary base, the total salary last updated on, and your total salary state. Okay. I will come to that how it is going to be visible. Okay. So basically, your roll up field, any roll up fields which you are adding, okay, they are going to be calculated by default at every 12 hours. Okay. Uh, please keep yourself on mute. Otherwise, it will be a lot of disturbance in the session. Okay. Yes. So by default, the roll up field is going to be calculated every 12 hours. Okay. You can make these changes from system jobs, and I will tell you how you can manage the frequency for this roll up field to be completed, okay, as well as to force resume or force stop processing of this roll up field. Okay, for now let us just add this part. Okay, so your roll up field, once it is showing the total calculation, okay, it is also going to show you this field. The last update on field is going to show you that the value which you are seeing right now in your total salary field, okay, when was this value last calculated, okay, when was this updated. Okay, say for example I complete the total salary field today. Okay, and after 12 hours it is going to be completed. Okay, if I see a salary prior to the 12 hours mark, say at 11 hours, okay, then I will see that the last update was on yesterday or 11 hours before. Okay, and the salary is say 10,000. Okay, say next in the next 1 hour another person has been added, okay, in that period of time. Although that person has been added, I'm not able to see his salary. Okay, then I can figure out from this particular field that okay, the salary is not being reflected because this field has not been updated since the last 11 hours. Okay, similarly we have a field called state. Okay, so this state is going to give you a numerical value, say from 0 to 7 or 8. Okay, and this is going to show you if there are any errors coming up in calculation of your field. Okay, each number in this particular state is going to represent a particular error. Okay, this is because this is going to be shown in your system in your form, so that the person working on the front end can realize where the mistake is happening and why this calculation has not been able to be completed. Okay, I will get to these things in detail in the next session. For now, let us just add a total salary field. Okay, we have added it, and I will save and close. Okay, so now this form has been added with total salary field. Okay, now as all of you know, we can go to our advanced find, and we can add few people to the department and few more employees as well. Okay, but in the total salary field we will not be able to view the total salary, okay, because that calculation will be conducted after 12 hours. Okay, so I will just tell you how we can force resume it. Okay, so let me just add another employee who is also going to be part of HR. Okay, the rest of the field we don't need to add right now, we can add it later. So right now I'm just adding these fields. Okay, so salary is here. Okay, I will save and close this. Now you will be wondering, just like your calculated field, upon clicking of save, why this calculation is not being completed. Okay, the reason for that is that this is a mass calculation. That means from a related child entity. Okay, we are going to be taking in data from maybe 100,000 records. Okay, and creating a function on that. Okay, so your system has a limited memory capability. Okay, if it is going to allocate so much of work, so much of duty to that particular function, okay, the day-to-day functions which you are going to try to complete on your Dynamics 365 system, they are going to get affected. Like when I try to publish customizations, right? When I try to publish customizations, it is a heavy task for the system. Okay. So while I'm publishing customizations, can I click on anything else? Can I do any other task? I can't do that. Okay. So a similar status would have been created if this would have been running all the time. Okay, so this kind of function which is going to be on demand or run at a particular time is known as an asynchronous function or an asynchronous process. Okay, your rollup field is asynchronous. Okay, at the same time, your calculated fields directly take up the data from the field where you are adding the data. Okay, so I have added the salary, or say I have added the mobile number in that particular record. Okay, and I'm going to get the output in that very record. Okay, so it takes less of the system space and time. So that is why it is being generated at the same time by clicking on save, while a roll up takes some time to be run. Okay, you can also change this frequency to say 3 hours, 4 hours, or even you can increase the frequency to days and months. Okay, say for example you want to compute the total salary paid, so obviously the salary is going to be paid monthly, right? So there is no point of calculating the total salary paid every day, right? So we can keep this for a particular day on the month, or we are going to calculate our profits or the incentives for sales or various other fields quarterly, so we can have this set for quarters as well. Okay, so that was all for today, and I will be seeing all of you in the next session. And we'll be continuing with roll up fields, how we can manage the system jobs, the various states in the roll up field, and how we can force resume the system job for roll up fields. Okay, so any doubts in this session? Okay, so have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for that.